What are visuals? Visuals are all the different ways we can show children what we mean. In this video, we are going to look at the different types of visuals and how you can use them with your child. Visuals can help and make it easier for children to communicate. There are many different types of visual aids, including symbols, drawings, pictures, photographs, gestures, and sign. Visuals can be very helpful for children who may be having difficulties understanding spoken language. Using visual supports at the same time as talking can give children extra time to understand, prepare for change, or think about how to respond. Visuals can also be very helpful for children who are finding it difficult to use spoken language. For example, a child may point to a visual to show what they mean, or a child may use visuals to build up their language. When we talk, the words disappear. Visual supports last for a much longer time. Therefore, the child can more easily access the communication, which can boost their self-esteem, independence, and also can reduce anxiety. Visuals can be used every day to support children. These can be used at home for routines such as bedtime, at school in lessons and transitions, and even outings such as soft play. The first visual strategy that we are going to look at is a communication lanyard, which is very portable and can help children understand your communication or help them express their needs to you. All you need to do is cut and laminate the symbols and attach them to a lanyard. This means that you can wear this lanyard everywhere you go with your child. You can use a communication lanyard by showing children symbols whilst talking to them. For example, if you're playing a turn-taking game, you could show the symbol "wait" when it's not their turn. You can also show symbols alongside giving instructions. For example, you can find the turn symbol and say, "It's your go," or "It's your turn." You can also use the lanyard symbols to praise. For example, you can show this visual and say, "Wow, that's really good sitting." When asking questions, you can show the matching visual. For example, showing who when asking whose turn is it, or showing where when asking where are we going. Now let's move on to the second visual strategy we're going to look at in this video, which are now and next boards. Visuals can support children to smoothly move from one activity to another, for example, from playtime to lunchtime. Now and next boards help children to transition and understand the routine. These can be particularly helpful for children who have difficulties following instructions or who get frustrated or angry during the day. Setting up and using a now and next board is super easy. In the next slide, it will show you how to do this.
You simply need an A4 page with two boxes, your now and next. Ideally, like I said, for consistency, it'd be great if the child's now and next board was the same at both home and school. If you are struggling to make this yourself, please contact your speech and language therapist or school staff, as we have access to now next boards that can be sent through to you. You'll then need a selection of symbols. So these should be symbols that are things that are motivating for your child. So things like maybe arts and crafts, snack time, playing, TV, tablet, things that you need them to do. So activities and events that you need them to do. So tidy up time, getting dressed, schoolwork. You can obviously be a bit more specific at school and break that down a little bit more. Washing their hands, and then maybe times of the day as well that you need them to comply with. So bath time, time, breakfast time, lunchtime, things like that. These can be made using programs such as Board Maker that often schools have access to. You can use Google Images or Draw. Just be creative. As long as the symbol and visual represents the activity or item that you're trying to show the child, and like I said, they're fairly consistent across both home and school, that is absolutely great. To make use of the Now Next board, to introduce this to your child, it's really important to start off with two motivating items, two things that you know the child enjoys, just to introduce the concept of this now and next. So for instance, you might say to the child that now is snack time, next tablet. And you do this using really simple language. Like I said, you need to show the child, look, now snack time, next tablet. So the idea is the child then obviously completes this activity or task that you've asked them to do now. Once that's finished, so once they've finished snack time, you can encourage them to take it off and say, snack time's finished. And you can place that in an envelope, in a box. You could call it the finish box. They could post it into the box to show that that has now finished. And you now say, oh, next tablet. So then they get their reward, that motivating thing that they've been waiting for, that they've been working towards. You then obviously are going to try and use this to encourage them to do something that maybe is not of their choosing and more adult led, something that you want them to do. So it might be, for instance, that you need them to get dressed. So they're becoming a bit frustrated. They don't want to do it, but you're showing them that, you know, now we're going to get dressed. And then next is TV time. Again, use really simple language and keep referring to your Now Next board. Now, get dressed, next TV. So now we're doing this, then we're doing that. Again, encourage them to take that off once the activity or event is finished, post it or put it into the envelope, and now move on to the motivating, rewarding activity.
So now that we have looked at two great types of visual strategies, the communication lanyard and Now and Next boards, the most important thing to remember is that visuals can help everyone. Spoken words can disappear quickly, but a visual can stay there to be looked at. These tools are powerful because they can help children process exactly what is happening in their day, see exactly what you mean, which can reduce frustration, and understand what you're saying more clearly. By using visuals, we're giving children a clearer way to navigate their world. Hopefully, you have just learnt some practical ways to use visuals with your child. Don't worry about getting it perfect. What matters most is connecting and having fun together.